Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back at it yet again. We got tons of parts that came in over the last week or two. I'm so excited because we got some pretty good stuff to install and a couple things where I'm not sure about. Maybe a little ricey, I'm not sure, but I want to open up all this stuff, maybe get started on most of it in this video. As you can see, I'm kind of in the middle of a second video as well. I'm working on just more of the garage. Haven't really worked on it in a while. Trying to declutter, sell off some of my older parts and throw away stuff I don't need, give away stuff, just clean it up, make this a lot better working space. The other video that I'm working on right now includes painting and staining that workbench over there. Because of that, we're gonna do a trunk unboxing of all this stuff. Some of this stuff is new, some of it is used. This piece, been really looking forward to this, and I wanted to just pretty much open it up and install it without making a video, but I figured might as well. So this is that piece right there. This is the piece that goes above the third brake light. So this piece right here, I actually did also get this 2 weeks ago and replace this. I didn't show this in the video, but back here. So here's the old part. It faces this way, but this is facing the front, and I guess I hit it with something and it just shattered. And I've been driving like that for a while. So at night it kind of sucks because you can see the light coming into the cabin when you're hitting the brakes, and it's kind of distracting. So glad I finally got that replaced. I think I got that from either MK3 Supra parts or Super Barn, one of those places that sells a lot of MK3 parts on eBay. And I'm not sure if I can resell this for like real cheap. Like I figure someone could probably use some of these parts. I think one of the problems that I had was that I didn't have this piece attached to it. So this should just go over it. So it looks like it probably, not sure if there's supposed to be tabs here. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's something missing because I'm not sure how to attach it. Maybe I jumped the gun. I'll try to find a way to attach it on there. And you guys know, let me know, maybe I'm missing some screw or clip or something. But I think maybe like one of those plastic clips could go on here and then go through here. I don't know. You guys let me know. Didn't really see anything else in the box. This one, I'm not going to open this one up, but this is the weather seal for the trunk. As you guys know, these hatches leak, so this one's all torn up already. I got this actually like a year ago, and I just need to go ahead and install it. There's the part number. They sell it at a bunch of different places, but I just looked up the part number on eBay and got it from eBay. It was a little bit cheaper than getting it from like Night Run Garage or one of the other places that resells parts. I got a couple things from Amazon. You guys will be thinking, what the heck could you get from Amazon? So I got a couple things here. Got this LED light. They're H4s. So I have the Night Run Garage H4 conversion housing. I'm not sure how this is gonna look. It shouldn't be like super blinding or anything or like unnatural, but we'll see. I'm gonna test it out. It wasn't too expensive. Got this, and I also got another one. I think it's this in this box right here. Yeah. Also got some 1156s as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it says 1156 on there, and these are for the reverse lights. So these should be, yeah, they should be white for the reverse lights. And this is, to be honest, like I just kind of got a little trigger happy with this one, but this one I feel like I will need and use I need brighter backup lights, because since I got tinted hatch and just like tinted sides and front, it just makes everything a lot darker inside. Having a really bright backup light will help me out a lot. I think this is something I want to install. Another thing from Amazon, like I said, if that wasn't nice enough for you guys, let's see if this is actually pretty good. With my intercooler piping, unless I modify it, I really need another solution for the washer fluid. So I'm gonna try out this universal, it's called Kemimoto. Figured it sounded Japanese. Universal washer fluid reservoir. And it's a lot more small, compact. Although it seems a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, I guess. I knew it was going to be smaller, but I thought it would be a little bit smaller than this. It's come a little bracket here. So I guess this goes on here, and you could like basically screw this anywhere. So I need to find a place where this can kind of be and not really be in the way. I don't know. We'll try to find a place. I may not install this in this video, but I wanted to show you guys this. I wanted a universal, like smaller solution, but I didn't want to get the Chase base one. It's like $130 for a washer fluid reservoir. This one was $19.99. I think it's going to do the job. I don't see why it wouldn't. Don't see why it would leak. It looks pretty solid to me. So I feel like this had pretty good reviews. I feel like this is going to work for 20 bucks, and I can get another one if this one works. Also, like the Chase Base one is really small. I think it's probably smaller than this. I might get that in the future. I don't know. So there's that. And then these last two things I'm a lot more excited about. These are some things that I got recently that I think is going to improve the interior of the car a whole lot, at least the experience. So this is a mini amplifier. This is a 4-channel Sony XMS 400D 4-channel amp. It's 45 watts RMS times 4. And it's super small. I think it's probably a lot smaller than this box. This is from Crutchfield. I got it for $148. And I've been debating on whether to install this with the stock radio or put back in the aftermarket radio that I got out of this Nissan that we got rid of. So here is the stock radio. I actually bought this a couple years ago. You guys know I was trying to fix the tape player. It's not working. Maybe I have the wrong bands. Maybe just loop it the wrong way, but it's not working. It wasn't working when I first got it a couple years ago. But the car needed a stereo. It didn't have a stereo because this one, which I had in the car when I first got it, this is an aftermarket Kenwood CD player. This is KDC 348U. I took it out when my wife got her Nissan a long time ago, put it in there, and now we just got rid of the Nissan and took this out and put the stock Nissan radio back in. So I have this. I was debating whether to install this with this or install it with this and use the preamp outs. The benefits of just going back to an aftermarket one is I got the auxiliary, got a CD player, and for some reason this works a lot better AM FM too, even without the antenna going up. The signal is really bad. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's a connection inside that's not working right. They were both plugged in, both antenna ports. On this one, I just had the one antenna. It's right here. This one has two antenna ports. I guess one of them's for the pop-up antenna, one of them's for like the hatch antenna. And it just wasn't working good. I tried both, just one, just both. Antenna would go up, and it just AM FM is just real weak. Basically, I'm not sure if I want to do that. So I'm gonna do like a test of how the sound is between that with the Alpines that I installed last video, Then I'm gonna do a test with this. Then I'm gonna do a test with this, plus that. I really wanna run a test with that and that, just to see how the sound quality is. I'm not sure I just wanna do all that extra work. So this is already like wired up. That just plugs in. So I don't wanna take extra steps to have to put that to that. So I'm not gonna test that out, but I'm gonna test this, this, and then this and that. Lastly, this one, you guys might be wondering, after all I've said about this and my dilemma with these head units, you guys might be wondering, why would you get this? So this is another Amazon find, and it might be stupid, but I think it's gonna work out for me because I can pop it into the FRS also without doing any wiring. This is okay, so this is not what I ordered. Basically what I ordered was, let me just pull it up on my phone and I'll put it on the screen here. I ordered the Lamto RC14, which is a portable Android Auto screen with a backup camera, front camera, and basically display for Android Auto and CarPlay. I have an Android phone. So it's supposed to be the RC14, but this is the RC18. So I wasn't planning on installing it now, but like I'm glad I opened it at least, because this is not, it's not right. I looked it up online and this is way cheaper. It's only like 70 bucks and it's just a screen. And it just says CarPlay, it doesn't say Android. So I'm not sure, I'm not gonna open it. It's supposed to be the RC14. Yeah, so I am pretty mad about that. That stinks. So, I mean, that's also kind of what I get for trying to order some cheap, like Chinese-made head unit. I ordered it directly from their website and ordered it from Amazon. Stay tuned for this one. It is like 7:30 now. It's starting to get later in the day, and the mosquitoes are starting to come in. So I'm gonna bring that workbench back in and close the garage door. Put it in reverse. It's about the same height, maybe a couple millimeters shorter. Definitely, I don't think it would be blinding. Definitely brighter if you're looking directly at it, but I don't know why you would be that low looking directly at a reverse light. Holy crap, that is bright. Alright guys, so I think that is gonna work. I'm literally in pitch black and using the reverse lights to light me up for the shot. It's super bright. I don't think it's going to be bad at all for, you know, it's not going to be all the time on. I'm not going to do LEDs for the brake lights or turn signals. I think they're perfectly fine the way they are. So let's just go ahead and unbox this Sony XMS S400D. It's a 4-channel amp, 45 watt RMS times 4. And this I think is perfect for what I'm looking for, because I want something that's small, minimalist, cheap, and just work with the speakers that I have. I'm most likely not going to put in a sub in the car, because this isn't like a car. I don't know, like I'm not really, I love music, but it's a 1JZ SWAT Mark 3 Supra. You know, the beauty of the sound is under the hood. So I just need something that sounds better, just on par with today's like factory systems. So this I think is going to work perfectly for my needs. I think it should be able to fit behind the head unit, but we'll see. And I just emailed Lamto about the Android thing. Hopefully they'll be able to help me out. They sell it on Amazon, but they didn't have the specific one I wanted on Amazon at the moment, which is why I went directly to their website to order it. I'm hoping that's not a mistake, because, you know, Amazon's usually pretty easy to deal with. Hopefully they're decent on their website as well. I have the stock head unit laid in here right now, along with the trim. I'm going to test that one first. It's kind of a mess right now because I was already testing the Kenwood, which is why I had all this stuff out of here. But I want to test this one first. And I do need the trim because I need the 12-volt power outlet or cigarette lighter to plug in my Bluetooth adapter, because that's really the only way I can kind of accurately test all three setups that I want to test. The antenna on this is just not getting a good FM AM signal, and I want to be able to test the same song. There's no other way to connect my phone or something into here because the cassette player doesn't work either. And the song that I do play is going to be kind of a just generic YouTube song, so I don't get any copyright strikes on this video. All right, let's try this out.
Waiting for connection. Bluetooth connection success.
Maximum right now. could tell, it's actually definitely better than the stock speakers, at least. It does provide a better sound. I think part of the problem might be, like I said, is just receiving this through the 88.1 FM signal, and it's still got to receive it through the antenna. So I'm not getting like any stations in here.
It helps them.
This is really scratchy. Okay, so I'm not going to play that too long. Alright, so let's just go ahead and take everything out and try the other one. So this adapter harness right now, I just have the red, yellow, and black soldered in a heat shrunk. The other wires for speaker and the control for the antenna, I just have kind of twisted right now. I need to kind of keep them away from each other though to make sure they're not touching. For this one, I do have an aux cable to plug directly into it, which is probably what I would be using on a day-to-day because this thing doesn't actually have Bluetooth built in. But for the purpose of this test, I'm gonna put the trim around, which is really annoying because it just doesn't fit with all this stuff laying around everywhere right now, and plug in the adapter to play it through the same radio station. Kind of scratchy, isn't it? I feel like maybe the signal is too... Okay. Okay, not sure why that's doing that. Let's go ahead and try it. So it's really scratchy. So something's going on with this antenna right now, and I don't know what it is.
Normal voltage. Waiting for connection. Bluetooth connection success.
I think I know what's happening. Since the stock head unit, like I said earlier, there might be an issue with the antenna connection inside the head unit or something because it's not getting a strong signal, and it's not getting 88.1 real strongly from like outside sources. Like, I guess 88.1 is an actual station. Didn't realize until now because I pulled out my Bluetooth thing and it's receiving another radio station, 88.1. So that might be part of the problem. I don't really think there's anything wrong here with this. I just need to pick another radio station. But I just tested it. It works pretty good. What I'm going to do now, just kind of run a slightly modified test and actually plug in the aux cable. Going back to 2010, guys. Okay, is that plugged in all the way? This case is in the way. Okay, so it's a lot better, sounds really good. Obviously it's not a real powerful system with a dedicated sub or components, and the rears are real small. This head unit only puts out I think 20 to 22 watts. So I think that sounds pretty great. I'm almost like, maybe I don't even need to put in the Sony amp, but let's just go ahead and try that. I am gonna try it through speaker level and see how it comes out. Not gonna use RCAs. Right now I don't have any RCA cables, so I'm gonna just try it with speaker level, since I can pretty much use the adapter harness and not have to cut anything back there. I can just splice into the adapter harness to do it. So I'm just gonna pretty much take the input from the amp from this side speaker wires, and then the output from the amp is gonna go to this side speaker wires. I would probably run it directly to the speakers, but I don't think it's just that powerful. I think it'll be fine in the stock wiring. I don't know, you guys tell me if maybe I'm doing it wrong. Should just use the RCAs, but I want to try this out. I really do want to try it out on the stock head unit with speaker level, and that's really why I got it. I originally got it because I wanted to put it on the stock head unit, and that's why I got the Sony amp, is because I wanted to run speaker level from the stock head unit and just have it have a stock look but with a great sound. But just, I don't think I'm gonna get as good of a sound quality from the music itself without being able to plug it in through the aux or have a strong antenna signal, or using CDs. CDs would probably be the best quality. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna use this. If it works okay, you know, I'll get some RCAs eventually and you put those in there, but it's not that big of a deal. They come with plenty of wiring. It's real long, so it'll work out perfectly fine. So on this, it pretty much has the signal right here, which this is gonna come from the head unit, and this side is gonna go outside. And it pretty much says it right there: power output, signal input. So this radio, there is an antenna control wire coming out from the head unit side, but I connected this to where the antenna goes to on the Supra, and I think it's these right here. But I tried it on here and it didn't power up the antenna. And on the wiring diagram from Shorma Team website, which they do a lot of wiring diagrams for like Supras and other cars like that, they said not to connect it, like it doesn't work or whatever. But I was reading a couple topics on the forums and other places, and they said you could use the amp control one. whichever one powers up the amp, and I think it's this one. It says P control. I guess that's power control. But I did this to the antenna wire. So this P control connected to this does raise up the antenna. Connected to the one that says antenna control, it doesn't actually do anything. I'm wondering if I can use this along with this and powering up the amp, because there is a wire that I think it needs that signal. It says amp remote. So I'm wondering if I can use the same wire for both. We'll figure it out, but right now I'm just gonna go ahead and wire up the speaker sides. And I don't wanna take off too much of this, so I'm just actually gonna keep it rolled up and just get the ends. That way I can reuse this about as many times as I need to in case I need to rewire it for whatever reason. So basically, if you guys are going to be using the RCAs, the input side's going to be different, but the output side should be the same going to the speakers. And whether you want to do that behind the head unit or all the way to the speaker directly, it's up to you, but it's a pretty simple install. All right, so we're back in the car. Okay, it's on the 88.1 station. Let's see. All right, so that was through the radio. Now I'm just gonna plug in the aux, do it through that. Let's try it. coming off at really high. That's weird. Seems to be cutting off at really high. I'm not sure if something I need to do for that or just did something wrong, but it seems to be working pretty good. I'm gonna try to, let's see, adjust some of the audio on here. Try that again. Alright guys, I hope you heard all that and was able to really tell how it is. I think this is going to be the setup I'm going to run with right now. Oh, I forgot to test the antenna, but I'll test that later. It's just kind of getting burnt out on it, so I want to start putting everything here together, figure out how I want to route this, figure out like how I want to run this, this power here, and yeah, just move on to the next thing. All right, next up I want to check the headlights. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the headlights on. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try changing out one of them, see how it looks. They got little gloves. Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. It's crazy. They fit. A little bit longer. Hope that fits. Let me just, I gotta clean this up with all this bug stuff, but let me just put it in here real quick and see how it fits in there. So it fits in there pretty good. Seems to fit okay. It's a little bit thicker around, so you gotta work it in there. So I'm not gonna put the whole trim around it. I'm just gonna plug it up and hold it in place. Okay. Wow. It looks a lot brighter. It's hard to tell because I don't have I'm like too close to the garage door, but it looks like it has a little bit wider beam. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm gonna take them all off, clean up the lenses a little bit, and then put them back in and see how they look. Alright, we got some problem. We got a little bit more problem. I got the fog light switch turned on right now, and it's turning on the high beams for the headlights. So something is going on. And they're like super loud. So wondering if they're drawing more power. I think the wattage was supposed to be a little bit lower, but you can hear the fan running in there. So the car wasn't actually on, just the headlight switch on. I'm not sure if that would make a difference, or if just using LEDs for headlights may not be a good idea. I don't know. I'll try it when I'm all done with this, just to see how it works while the car's running, because really, I don't really care if it's just parked. I just want it to work while the car's driving. So we'll see how it does, but on to the next thing. Alright guys, it's been a couple days since the last clip on this video, and I think I'm just going to end it here. Got a couple things that went wrong, and a couple things that are just delayed, so there's no point in just holding this up. Basically, the cover that goes over the third brake light, I guess just needs like a little clip, and that clip is actually broken. I didn't realize that it has to have like a little like lip on it, and it just doesn't have it, so it's not going to hold on. And I don't know if that's the only thing that holds it on, or if there's supposed to be a clip on the other side. So I can't put that on right now. The Android Auto head unit that I got is also the wrong one. They're gonna be sending out another one, because the one I got was actually much cheaper than the one I paid for, even though they're already pretty cheap Chinese parts. I also need to do a couple things with this amp before I kind of put it in all the way. I need a little bit more wire for the power wire, and I need like a fuse as well, fuse holder. So I need that. But what I did do since the last couple days is I shortened the wire. I pretty much left the whole length of the wire initially because I didn't know if I was gonna end up moving this or if I was going to reuse this for another car or something like that. But I'm like, you know what, this is for this. This is gonna be small enough to fit behind the head unit. I'm just gonna clean it up and shorten it. So as you can see, it's a lot shorter. There was pretty much several coils of wire that had enough length to go from the front all the way to the back of the car. But I'm like, all I need is just a little bit. So I just left this much. So that's gonna be real clean. And I'm gonna basically just put this inside some loom. I still have a bunch of loom left over. Actually, I have it over here. From when I did my wiring on the 1JZ, I have plenty of this stuff. I have like the heat shrink kind, and I also have this like expandable kind, which I like this a lot. A couple different options to choose from to really clean it up and make it look nice. I should also have the interior all put back together and hopefully go for a little drive with you guys on the next video. But that's it for me on this one. Hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys stay tuned for more stuff on the MK3 Supra. We're making some progress this year on the build. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.